And welcome to part 2 of my video on my second day with ayahuasca. I'm going to do this differently because I actually, after when you're in an ayahuasca spiritual ceremony, you do a sharing the next day when you talk about what happened. And I wanted to tell you what happened. And what I actually did, I recorded my sharing directly onto my phone the day that it happened. So full of all the emotion and everything that had happened during my journey. So what I thought I would do is, now I'm going to switch from this video to that live recording, which you will hear. And then this screen will change to a picture or something. And I'm going to put this all together so that you can really hear the power of what happened in my voice on day 2. So I'll do that now. And then what I will do is tomorrow I will do day 3. And I'm going to try and make these videos every day because I've been now progressively involved in ceremonies, spiritual ceremonies and deep meditations, which have given me a lot of revelations over nearly a year now. So I'm going to give them to you so that you can take from them what you can. I just want to repeat, there is no religion I'm promoting here. I wear this because I was told in ceremony, when a shaman came to me being told who I was, that I am the mother and the child. You will come to the points of my incarnation during my videos where you will see how I realized I was Isis when I went to Egypt, when I was told by the Great Spirit to go there. So I want to take you progressively through this journey with me, so you know how we've come to today, and today will be tomorrow in the next video. Who knows what's going to happen, because more and more revelations are happening and coming to me. And I want to share it with you, and I think this is a good way of me sharing it with you. But yes, I wear this because it's the only thing that says celibacy. And why am I celibate? Because when the mother was speaking to me, she said, "Do you know what your womb is for?" And I said, "It's the fertility of the earth." And she said, "Do you understand why you can't have sex anymore?" And with my incarnation of the Virgin Mary, that's all come together today on earth as we are, which is beautiful. So yes, I will continue now with the voice recording of the day after, so you can have it as it came out. Sending you all blessings and love. Wishing you another. Giving you blessings of love and joy and peace and abundance in your life. To your awakening. To the removal of fear and judgment of yourself and others. To unity. For we are all one. All the religions that were here before were not religions, they were enlightened beings, gods who were on this earth before to give you the message of peace, love, abundance and unity. And we welcome peace, love, abundance and unity back into our hearts as we join together as one in our awakening. Namaste. I want to start by apologizing to everybody because it's weird, in the human form I feel ashamed that you guys had to leave this place because of me, and I didn't realise that, I didn't know where I was, as far as I was concerned. I was in this trip and I was with Marjorie and I was being shown stuff, and when they said to me when I was there, I kept hearing these voices, "You're making too much noise," but I thought that was part of where I was. I didn't realise that I'd affected you guys. So from my heart, I have to say, I apologise because I didn't mean to offend any one of you on any level at all.
But I understand that at some point I have disturbed you, and that was not my intention at all. So please accept my apologies for that first. It started when I drank the medicine. It took time for her to calm. The nausea was coming up and down, and I learned to love it again, and it would go. Then I know when she comes, because tonight I recognised her. So she comes as this grey smoke. In the darkness, she's this grey smoke that comes. She comes in and out. And then she turns into a purple smoke, so I knew she was starting. I'm a bit hazy about some of the details. Now I was receiving a lot of information. I remember my body at some time was going a bit crazy, and it was like I was in this vortex, and all this messed. It's like a computer program where all the numbers and figures were going through me, and they didn't make any sense. And then I'd come to the point of come out of this tube, and there it would open up, and that's when I would stop and go, because there I was in front of the source, which is this in gold, accompanied by the noise of the singing bowl, which is the sound of the source, and celestial bells. And I keep going, when my body was going mad, I keep going into this deprogramming of, it's like this programming is going through me, and that's when my body's just going all crazy because this programming is going through me, and there's the source again. And then I was sick. And it was like all of the rest of the human rubbish that I've accumulated as a human being needed to come out, because I'm not a human. And it was coming out, and I had to cough it and spit it out, because this is human, and it's the dirty stuff that we've accumulated by the conditioning, by the media, by this metamorphic field that they're feeding us, which is accumulated in our bodies, and it had to come out, and it all had to come out. And whilst that was going on, I was up here by the wall, and it was taxing because it all had to come out. And then there were these spirits who were protecting me, so occasionally this roar would come out. So they were saying, back off, get away from her, because she's going to be there, she's going to get there, we have to get all of this out. So they were protecting me, because that process was heavenly. It was to get the spirits were there protecting me so I could be and get to where I should be. And that was the pure spirit. I kept going back to the source. And there was a lot of images like those up there, especially the third one down, and the fourth one, the fifth one, the top one. So those were the images. They were very much like that, and that was the source. And then the spirit came alive in me, and she was the spirit of this little girl, which is, I kept hearing, at one point Murano came in, and I don't know if it was real or whether it was my trip, and his face was there, and he was my guide. So he was my guide. And I was this pure little spirit, and Murano was there, Ramon was there, Roy was there, and we were like this council sat there in our spirit forms. And I was just discovering this human body, because I didn't have it anymore, because I'd got rid of it all. So, and I was not on the physical grid anymore, nor were they. So that there was all these words I kept grabbing at, which didn't make sense, and I kept making jokes saying, "You're a wanker." So Ramon was a wank. Everybody was a wanker. But that word meant nothing. And in the spirit world, everything I was saying, it's like, well, they know that they're just human words. They've got nothing to do with the spirit world. And everything I say, they know that I love them deeply, and those words are nothing. And I was a wanker as well at some point, but I found it really funny, because it's like, these are human words that people give meaning to. Isn't that ridiculous? And at one point I picked up, there was a rattle here. I said, "What is that?" Because I was like a kid. "What is that? What's that? Is it?" So, and then I said, "Is it?" And then this childlike spirit came and saying, "That's your balls on a stick, Dad. Why have you got 3? But she actually meant it. She was like, "Well, what is that?" And then I remember lying in Morano's arms at one point, like he was my soulmate. I said, "I found you. I finally found you. Can I have you forever?" And I was touching his skin, and I was like, "Your skin's so amazing." I was fascinated by his skin. And I just kept saying, "You're mine. Can I have you forever? You know I love you." "Well, you know why I love you? Because you're a fucking wanker." And it was like, it didn't matter, because those words, it was just like the digester going, but we all knew that those words didn't mean anything, because they're on the human grid. And I kept doing that. And then the didgeridoo came in. Now, during this, I didn't know that this was real. I thought this was all part of my trip. And at one point, I'm like, "What is that? What?" It's like, "Why were you given that stick?" So I was talking to his spirit. I'm talking to Ramon's spirit. "So they've given you this body, but why have they given, what's the stick about?" It was like, this was all new to me, but why did they give you that? Same with Roy. It's like, but they haven't decided if you're a girl or a boy yet. Why have they done that? So it was like we were all the source, and we were given this uniform. Why is that? Why? And Roy kept turning into his face was turning into a lion in front of me. So his face would just be, it would change. I said, "Now you're a lion." "No, but you're a tiger as well now." "Why is that? Why is that?" And I remember putting my feet on his stomach, I think. And I could feel something. I just kept saying, "Tootsies, tootsies." So it was like this very childlike spirit that came out. And then it was almost like the childlike spirit is the pure form. And then at one point she came to what she came here for. And I remember someone said, I was like, I know who I am, I know. And I think it was Roy, he said to me, "You're the goddess of compassion." And I was like, "Yes, I know her." And then I stood up. Oh no, and then there was water. Morano gave me some water. I said, "I think I need some water," and I drank it. And I went, "Oh, why are you giving me water with fluoride in it? Do you know what that does?" He said, "You cannot give me this. Why have they put fluoride in the water?" I said, "But I'm more powerful than that, because my body, we are more powerful than the fluoride." And I said, "I'm going to clean up the fluoride from the water of the oceans now." I took the oceans in my hand, and one by one, I breathed on it, and it came through me to take out the fluoride, and I took the other ocean so that nobody had to drink this fluoride. And it wasn't the physical act of taking it out, it was changing it, because it will still be in our water, but it won't affect us anymore, because we're more powerful than that. And I was saying, "It's done, it's done, it's done." And I think I slipped back into the child again, because she was like, it's almost like this child spirit was there to have the fun, and then I had to manifest and be what I'm supposed to do. And I stood up, and I saw my shadow on the roof. And it was this hair and these hands, and it was like this old spirit whose job it is to protect and look after the earth. And I was so sad because they've done so many bad things to the earth. They've done so many bad things to her. And it made me angry. And I had to clean it up. I had to bring her back to where she was. So I took her in my arms. I took her back to where she was. And it wasn't easy because I had to give her everything. And I cleaned her and I took her back. I took her back. And she came back where she once was. And it was done. And it was done. And it was done and she was back. She was back. And I held Murano because we brought her back. She was back. And that was our job. And then it was time to go to the fire. And the little spirit came in. I think she's there to jest and play, because the job is difficult and it's big, so she has to distract me just to bring me back. And then I looked up and I said, there's another one of us. And she's coming. It's like Earth, but she's coming. And then I felt her inside me. And she grew, and I was pregnant with her. And I thought she was going to come out. I felt like she had to come out. She had to come out. And at one point I bent over, like I was going to give birth to her, because I felt she had to come out. She had to come. But she wouldn't come, because she wasn't ready yet. She will come when she's here, and she will come when she's ready. She's not ready right now. I have to go back to one point when I was in this room before I went to the fire. And I realised nobody was here. And I said, where is everybody? And they were saying they're gone. I said, they're not. And then at that point I went over to you. You weren't here, but your spirit was there. And I said something to you, to your spirit. I said, there you are, there you are. And some breath, I had to give you some breath, and I had to give you those words, and then I bowed down to you in honour of you. And I did it to everyone, and I came to you, and I saw you. And I said it was okay, and you're going to come through soon. And I honoured you. And I honoured you, you had your glasses on. And you were like this little girl with your glasses on. And I saw you, and I honoured you. And to Lindsay, and Lindsay as well was, you're going to come through. Be patient. And then I went to you. And I didn't see a face on your bed. I saw your soul, and it was immense. It's like, who are you? I didn't know who you were, but I had to honour you the most, because you're still being made. And then, when I was by the fire, I had to lie by the fire. She was nourishing me. She was giving me back what I had done this big task. And she was giving me back the energy to charge me again. And I was still at that point in between. I knew there were people by the fire, but that little menacing child came in from time to time, just to, because what I'm doing and what I have done was so great and took so much out, that child is there to invigorate. So she kept coming in from time to time. Thank you.